Hi everyone and welcome to Autodesk PowerMill. So we have already completed the module number 4, which is all about the advanced finishing toolpaths and machining strategies. And we have already completed all these toolpaths. And today we are going to start the most interesting toolpath, which is the rotary finishing toolpath. And this type of rotary path is mostly used for the 4-axis machines that has a rotary axis motion, and also the machine which have lathe machines or CNC turning centers which have live tools on that thing. So let's get through and see how it actually works and looks like. So I have the software open, and right now what I have to do is just go to the file and import the model. So just click on the model and we have model on the desktop with the name as Rotary Finishing Toolpath. Okay. So the model is being loaded into your software, and you see that this model has some face like this face and this face. Okay. So this face is a ellipse type face, and the other face is also ellipse but in a reverse direction, so that it gives you a very irregular shape or something like a cone shape. Okay, so let's go and create give this model a block. So just click on the block and apply this block on that thing. So as you see that this block the block is created on that thing, and now actually what we need is we need to give box, not a box shape but a cylinder shape. So just click on the cylinder and again calculate it. So the problem is that we have the cylinder shape, and the cylinder is directed towards the Z shape. So what we have to do is we have to create this cylinder according to the according to the geometry plane we have right now. So the geometry plane is not activated, it's just like a light pink color. So just go to the work plane and right click and make it active. So after making it active, you see that the work plane is active now, and just go back to the block and you see that active work plane and click calculate. It will automatically calculate the block according to your geometry. Okay, click accept. So what I have said that we are using this type of rotary toolpath on the 4-axis machines, whether it's a turning center or it's a machining center with a rotary table. So what we have to do is we have to define two work planes. One is the plane for the geometry, and the geometry work plane is already set it here, and the other work plane is called the tool work plane. So we have to set the tool work plane. As you know that in the milling machine, we have a tool at the Z-axis direction. So therefore, we have to create a tool work plane. So right now, click on the work plane and right click and create work plane, use and orientate according to the using the block. So just click on that thing and you will find out some points over there. So just click on that point, which is the by default work plane we have for the geometry. And you see that it's again make the work plane according to the geometry we have. Now what we have to do is we can edit this work plane according to our requirements, according to our tool position. So how we can do this? Just right click on the work plane which we have created and go to the edit work plane editor. So after going to work plane editor, click on the swap axis, and what we have to do is our Z-axis should be the x-axis and x-axis should be the y-axis. So let's say give the swap axis to this top side, and let's say that this would be the Z-axis, and then this would be the x and y-axis. So you see that we have the axis chains. So this work plane or this work plane will be set as the tool work plane for our tool path, which is being used as rotary finishing tool path. So let's get through and accept these settings and give this toolpath a name, which is named as tool work plane. Okay. So right now the work plane which is being active is the active work plane for the block. So now just go to the toolpath and create the tool. So you will find the Rotary tool axis toolpath at finishing strategies, and in the finishing strategy you will find out the Rotary finishing toolpath. So as you see that it's a bottle-like shape, and it just gives you the example how it actually looks like. So our model is also related to that thing, and it will work fine. Just click OK, and as you know that we give name to this toolpath, just click on the Rotary Finishing. Okay, so here just go to the work plane, and in the work plane what you have to do is you have to select the plane 1, not the plane 1 but the tool work plane. Okay, and there is another work plane for the block. Just go to the block, and you see that the tool work plane is active here, but what you have to do is you have to select the coordinate system for the block, and which is the named work plane, and the named work plane is plane number 1 work plane. Okay, so there are 2 work planes right now, one for the block and one for the tool. So we have defined it. Just go and set the tool, and this is a finishing impression. Let's say that we are going to use the 10 millimeter and mill, Ballnose and mill. So let's say write 10 mmPN. Okay, and just go to the rotary finishings, and you will find out the limit of x-axis limits. So you have to define the x limit for the tool path. As you know that we have a tool path with the length of 300 millimeters. You see that this is total length of the workpiece in, and we have 300 millimeters from 0 to 300. So we have to define the limits between where the cutting tool will be perform its operation. So we see that we are going to start from the 0 and will be at minus 300. Okay, or you can select this option by clicking on this block. It will automatically set your positions according to the block which we selected. So just click here. You will see that the end will be 0 and the start will be minus 300 degree. Okay, 300 millimeters. So the pattern style we are going to do, as you know that we have the rotary finishing tool path. You can do this circular motion, or you can do this line, or you can do this spiral. So let's say we are going to perform the spiral. Set the tolerance range at 0.01, and the direction should be climb. And what would be the step over? So let's say we have the step over of 5 millimeters, and let's go to the feed and speeds and set the feed and speeds. I will set as by default, and just click on calculate. So you will be able to find out the rotary axis tool path right here, and it will just find out from 0 millimeter to minus 300 millimeters. And if you go on click on the simulation, so just go and click on the simulation and click on the rotary finishing tool path, and go to the tool view motion, and if you just click on the play, you'll see that the cutting tool will perform its operation. This is how it's just going to perform its operation. So the workpiece is getting rotate around the axis, which is the z-axis, and then what is going to be happen is that tool is going to be fixed on that thing and move only along the x-axis to cut down that material. Okay, so hope this tutorial will help you to do all these type of things. Okay, let me increase that finish too, so that it will work fine and good. Okay, so this is how the cutting tool actually works. Okay, so if you are going to perform the operation like rotary finishing in a circular way, so you see that it's working like a spiral way and in a helical way. But in a circular way, it will just complete one complete circle and then take a step over to complete that thing. Okay, so you see that the circular motion is just take from the 0 degree to 90 degree. So what you have to do is you have to give the direction that let's say that makes 360 degree, and then make a rotation from 0 degree to 360 degree and calculate it. So here we go, and here it is complete. So complete turn, take a complete turn, and then make it 5 millimeter step to cut down that thing. And let's go and click on the rotary finishing and click play to do this. It's taking a full take step, full take rotation, one rotation, and then do the step over to perform the operation. So this is what we call the rotary finishing operation using the circular style pattern. Okay, but in the line type of pattern which we have here, and then you click on the pattern and click on the line, it will create the operation linear to the axis of rotation. Okay, so if you go and click calculate it, you will find out the cutting operation is going to be performed according to the axis of rotation. So when you click on that thing, you'll see that it just moves on like that. Okay, so this is what we call the linear axis of motion and rotary motion. So the best way to do this type of is the spiral way. So we'll do this at a spiral way. Okay. So I hope you like this rotary axis toolpath. It's a very simple toolpath. It's just one click you need. But the most important thing you need to know is all about the work planes. First one is the plane. You have to select it for the block setting or for the material setting. And the second plane you have to set for the tool axis motion, or we can say all the way we can say that tool work plane. Okay, so that's it for the rotary finishing toolpath, and thank you very much.